Hi, I'm Courtney Davis from theempoweredwoman.ca, and in this video today I want to share with you how you can start having better sex right now. So the fastest way to start experiencing better, more fulfilling, deeper sex. And the secret is presence. We're so caught up in this real friction-based, goal-oriented culture around sexuality and our sexual interactions. We're always just trying to reach that goal, trying to have the orgasm, trying to have better, faster, harder sex. And the key to experiencing more deeply fulfilling sex is actually the opposite. So it's to slow down and become present with yourself and with your partner. But there are a lot of reasons as to why people are avoiding presence. And so I'm going to get into that in this video. But I just want to help you understand the importance of presence a little bit more. So when you think of sexual presence, I want you to think of gratitude. Like we've all heard, that gratitude turns what we have into enough. And if we're always focused on the external and striving for more and needing something else before we can be happy, then this moment and our current sexual connection, it's never going to be enough. And so when you become present, it's the same thing with gratitude, where it allows you to experience all of the fulfillment and depth that is already available to you, that's available to you right in this moment. And so when you're able to step away from the need for fast, friction-based, really high stimulation sex, you open yourself up to all of the depth and fulfillment that is available to you by just connecting to whatever is present in this moment. So why do people avoid sexual presence? There are many reasons. The first being that no one really teaches us how to be sexually present. A lot of our initial introductions to sex are all about, this sort of glamorized, pornographic type sex where it seems like we're just trying to get somewhere, we're trying to make this whole flashy thing happen. And no one teaches us that actually extreme sexual fulfillment can come from being in total stillness with a lover or in total stillness with ourselves, just fully tuning into everything that we're experiencing and feeling in that moment. And so once you then know that sexual presence is important and possible, there's a whole bunch of blocks that may be in the way. And for women especially, if there's to really slow down and become present in a sexual interaction by themselves or with a lover, it can be quite vulnerable because in a way, while we are focused on all of this friction or striving for a goal, it's like we get to bypass all of the subtle things that are happening. And so all of the subtle emotions, all of the subtle sensations, and all of the subtle triggers that can come up through that sexual interaction. And so for women especially, when you really start to slow down and become present and allow yourself to receive and soak in that moment, you'll have to feel a lot of things that you've been suppressing. And that's why in my course that I've created for women, Viva la Vagina, there is so much emphasis on all of these practices to really become present and connect to your vagina, because that creates space to allow for some of these traumas and suppressed emotions to come up to the surface, to be healed and to be released. And that makes way for more sexual presence. The other reason is that you may be afraid. You may be afraid to address something in the space between you and your partner. So, if you're having sex with your partner and you're just sort of focused on this goal and this experience you want to have together and what it looks like, then you don't have to really be as present with what the current state of your connection is between you two. And you get to run away from it, you get to bypass it in a way. The third reason you may not be experiencing full sexual presence is because you're not practicing it. So when you think about your masturbation, that is the first indicator of the extent that you are able to be present with your partner during sex. Especially for men, of course there's so many reasons, there's so much sort of shame and expectation on what masturbation is meant to look like. And for a lot of men, it's about rushing the process and just trying to have an ejaculatory orgasm as fast as possible with as much stimulation as possible. And so there's not a lot about that experience that is focused on being present. And if you really want to share intimate, present connection with a woman, you have to first be able to experience it with yourself. And so one of the first things I'll share with men is the importance of really slowing down in their self-pleasure practice, starting to focus on the whole body as well, not just becoming focused on the end goal and stimulating the genitals like there's no tomorrow. And the same thing for women. Most women, it's routine to just whip out the vibrator and have a really quick clitoral orgasm. But again, you're bypassing and you're missing out on all of the depth and presence there, and you're not learning how to make love to yourself. And I really believe in order to experience the full depth of lovemaking with another partner, we have to be able to go there on our own first. And so when you start transforming your self-pleasure practice into something that's really deeply self-loving and present and sensual, that starts to show up in your sexual connections with others as well. So really slowing down, creating sensation and awareness throughout the entire body, focusing on breath as well as sound. So if you can allow yourself to express sounds freely, relax your body, and breathe really deeply in your self-pleasure, that's going to translate into more presence with your partner as well. The last reason I'll share about why you are struggling to experience more sexual presence and more sexual fulfillment with your partner is because you are chasing. So you're caught in this addiction or obsession that the fulfillment you seek is found outside of you. And as soon as you realize that it's actually found within, it's found in this moment, everything will shift. But until you can interrupt that pattern and stop seeking for fulfillment, not even sexual fulfillment, but just the happiness, the contentment, as long as you're focused on striving for it outside of yourself, then you're never going to find it. So, really interrupting that pattern and waking up to the fact that everything that you want and everything that you need, it's in this moment. And really embracing the full presence of your sex and your connection with your partner. So that is all I wanted to share for today. I'm super, super passionate about the importance of being present in sex and what that opens up for people. So much more sexual fulfillment, much more pleasure, and really it opens the door for sex to become something that's deeply transformative and healing, not just about getting your rocks off. And so if you want to learn more about these teachings and what I share with women and men, check out my website, theempoweredwoman.ca. I have a couple of really amazing e-courses on there, one for men, one for women. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message.